Yo, 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 what up, Collin?
Heckin' Cool Dads, episode 37.
37. That's my golden episode.
Nice.
Yeah, what'd you bring us to drink today? Let's get right into this shit.
This is Sparkler by 6 Point Brewery. I've never had it before. I've had 6 Point stuff. Their resin double IPA is really awesome. I figured it's the Christmas episode, so let's get something a little bit more festive.
So, I have two things. One, I thought this was...
I already spilled it on myself.
Oh, that's fantastic. I thought this was a... So this is an IPA.
It says it's a hazy IPA, but it's a brute IPA.
Infinite Loop IPA series. This can does not say IPA to me. This can says,
No.
I'm sparkling water.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, it says it's a brute IPA, which is a thing.
When I hear brute, I think champagne.
Yeah, and it's dry like that.
Oh, so okay. All right, so...
That's the deal with the brute IPA.
Let me get in here. Let me see what's
pretty
going
good.
on. Mm.
Can's really cool though.
Yeah, I really like it. It looks the can looks like it would be high-end fashion print, like Louis V or like some Gucci or something. This is a Gucci can. Feeling it.
So it is 3:30 on Monday
Motherfucking Monday. That's right.
You know why? Vacation dads.
Vacation dads.
Vacation dads.
Heckin' cool vacation. Although, didn't you go in the office today?
I did. I went in the office for a little bit this morning, and there was a total of 6 people out of over 50. So it was nice. I got some stuff done. Beatrice came with me, and then came home. So I am now out for the rest of the year, and you're out even longer.
I am out. Although I did commit to getting on the day after Christmas. So the 26th, I'm going to get on at 7:30 in the morning my time because I work with a lot of folks overseas, and that's like, I don't know, it's like 6 or it's like 5 p.m. there. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to do a refinement session just to keep things moving. Just got to keep shit moving, man. That's how we do. So, Collin, I want to start with, did you put anything on the Trello board?
I didn't.
God damn it, Collin.
I didn't. This week disappeared. It just done.
Well, I went in there and put on some random shit.
You did? I haven't even looked at it. Sorry.
I mean, quite literally, I was putting things on the board as I was driving here.
It's Christmas time.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we're going to, I guess if you're listening to this, we are taking next week off.
Yeah. Holiday break.
Holiday break. We're not going to pod just to give ourselves even less to do, because if we're on vacation from work, we should just also be on vacation from this. So next week, no pod.
And it's just that time of year where it's just like, even though this only takes like usually end to end about 3 hours, you know, from leaving my house to getting home.
Driving, setting up, doing the pod.
Even though that doesn't seem like a lot of time, it is kind of like there's that. You know, it's like a big block of time.
Yeah. And it's also because it's usually during one of the 2 days that we have off.
Yes.
So it feels like a larger block. I mean, shit, I'm at work 3 hours.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bad about that.
So, yeah.
What do you want to get into,
It is
Collin?
the Christmas episode. I don't know. What did you do last weekend?
A lot of nothing. Oh, no, wait. No. I got the standing desk. I think I said that on a previous episode. I went to Menards to try and get like a nice piece of butcher block, because I wanted to make like the top of it, I wanted nice. And like I've traditionally always used like, 2x8s or something like that, and just joined them together and made my own top. This time I was like, you know what? I want something prefab. I don't want to do the work. I just want to reap the benefits. So when I got the standing desk, I set that whole thing up, and then I was very motivated. I tried to go get butcher block, and I wanted something that was at least 27 inches deep, right? Just due to me having two 27-inch monitors and speakers for recording, like studio speakers and shit like that. I knew kind of like what I wanted. The depth of countertop I wanted only came in a length of 96 inches. I don't have a truck. Not a big deal. I just wanted it cut down. They would not cut it for me, which is really weird. I thought like everywhere would give me like one cut.
Yeah, but since it's butcher block, it's already like prefab wood. It's not like just a plank of wood.
Yeah, but it's fucking wood.
Yeah,
like just take your stupid little saw and saw the thing.
There's probably a liability there.
No, it's actually way simpler than that. They only have a chop saw. at Menards. Like, so they don't do any of those cuts. Like when you go to Lowe's or Home Depot, and they got that weird, they got that weird saw set. It's like a table saw, sideways kind of. Yeah. Which, by the way, I don't know what that saw is called, but I kind of just want one in my garage. Those fucking things just seem to make everything way easier.
It's really just a circular saw that's attached to an arm.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure, like, again, this is where we need Ben.
Yeah.
Ben will get his little fingers on.
Yeah. Right now we sound like two idiots who don't know how to use a hammer. I
can use all the other saws. It's just that I'm not even confident that that's a real saw. Like, I feel like that's something special that those places have. It might be a real saw.
Speaking of 2 days ago, I can't remember what, like, the kids were joking about something, laughing about something, and I don't know the context of this, but I just remember Rowan yelling out, "Cut it with a hammer!"
Cut it with a hammer.
I said, "Everybody, stop, stop!" And I was like, "Rowan, do you not know what a hammer does?" And he goes, "Oh, I didn't mean to say hammer." I was like, "Oh, thank God." I was like, "Oh my God, does my 11-year-old son not know what a hammer is?"
Yeah. Am I failing that hard? Long story short, I didn't get it. I ended up picking up a panel of edge glued pine, and pine's like really soft, so like I never intended for this to be the final thing. Came out great. Sweet. It's fucking amazing. It looks great. In fact, I went back and bought a second one and bought some legs and shit, and I'm making my wife a desk right next to mine. Nice.
How much is a slab of butcher block at Menards?
The 96-inch length. So this is like what you would use for normal countertops, not like an island. I think it was $160.
So I was gonna say, because that's about how much it is at IKEA too.
Yeah, but IKEA is not full butcher block.
Right.
It's like veneer over top of fucking particle.
The one I got is.
Oh, then you got
hardwood.
An old one because they don't sell it anymore.
But
specific question in the frequently asked questions on IKEA.
Wow. Well, I'm wondering if the reason why is because it doesn't acclimate as well as you would hope.
No, it's purely conservation.
I got it, and I let it acclimate for a day. I guess that wasn't long enough. And when I put it on, I didn't give the screws enough room to breathe. And dude, it looked amazing. I got up the next day, and that fucker was bowed.
Really?
Oh my God. It was. We have realized since having the butcher block countertop that we just are not in a time in our lives that we can have butcher block countertops. we just suck at taking care of it.
You mean like oiling it and shit?
And like kids like spilling shit on. There was a bag of Kroger or like Kroger brand tortillas on the counter, and it was just sitting on the counter. And overnight, one of my cats knocked over a glass of water, and it just sat in the water. And now there still is like a little bit of the ink imprinted backwards on my fucking countertop.
What?
Because it just sat in water.
The benefit is you can sand it.
That is true, but it's too much work. Right now, I want to get a granite countertop and call it a day. Just because you can cut on it, you can wipe it off easy.
You got to seal those too.
No, I know. Yeah. I had one before.
Yeah, because people don't realize that, but granite is actually porous, and if you don't seal it, it will absolutely absorb any fucking thing. Like, I didn't know that at the last house. I set a soda on it for too long, and it got a ring. This fucking ring was there like a year later.
Crazy.
I was like, whoa, shit.
Talking some fucking.
We did. We went off into some
shit.
Menard shit. And long story short, I'm getting this like 2-week break. I'm getting the office done.
Nice.
Like, that is my fucking goal. And so what else I've been up to, I think I said this on the internet, but I'll say it here too. It's amazing the things you learn about yourself. And it comes at the most least expected time. And something I learned about myself yesterday was I need a Tesla.
Yeah, you got to tell me, what's the scoop here? How'd you drive a Tesla?
Okay, so fucking number one, multiple, like all kinds of my coworkers are buying them, like left and right. It's fucking weird. So
I assume mostly Model 3s because it's the inexpensive one.
Yeah, well, $60,000.
Relatively inexpensive.
Yeah, $60,000. But yeah, multiple of my coworkers are getting them. So we've been playing with them a lot recently with like the summon feature and shit like that. And then every time somebody gets one and they haven't done it, we're like, let's go do the fucking summon thing. But other than that, I have a buddy named Steve who I should know this by now, but every time he hits me up and he goes, "Hey man, going Menards, want to grab lunch?" I'm like, this motherfucker got something new. I don't know what it is yet, but he got something new. And the past couple times, he's been like at his final form for new shit. He drove a fucking Challenger Hellcat, which I don't know if you know is like 750 horsepower.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's unbelievable. And I was terrified to ride in his other Challenger that was like 400 and something horsepower. Anyway, so last time he had come over, no, I lied. 2 times ago, or a few times ago, he had the Hellcat, right? Then he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna come by." I'm like, "What's this motherfucker got now?" He shows up with the Harley that has the, what the fuck does it have?
It's like the live wire, the electric one.
No, it's not that. He showed up with a Harley with like a very like a Porsche engine or something. It's a specific Harley that they did where a different company did the engine. It's like very sought after. Just stumbled upon it. Like the guy who was selling it didn't even realize the one he had, and he got it for like multiple thousand less than he should have. So this time he hits me up and he's like, "I'm going to Menards. You want to grab lunch?" I'm like, "Sure." And I don't say anything, but in my mind I'm like, this motherfucker got something new. I wonder if he got a Tesla. And then sure as shit, he pulls up in a Tesla, and we're going to lunch. He's like, "You want to drive it?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I want to drive it." We get on the road. He's like, "Go ahead and step on it." It is unfucking believable.
I've heard that it feels like it's like slipping out from underneath you.
It is incredible. I can't even describe it. Like, and it's also different because if you've been in like muscle cars and things like that,
Top Thrill dragster.
Yeah, it takes off like that.
If they're fucking practicing,
we'll have to just shut this bitch down early today. Anyway, so drove a Tesla. We go to lunch. He's like, "Hey, let's go pick up Kyle." I'm like, "Cool." He's like, "Go ahead and drive it again." I'm like, "Fuck yeah." So we get on that stretch of 315 that you like. We went down Polaris, got on that stretch, and he's like, "Oh, the gear shifter, just tap it down twice." I was like, "For what?" Tapped it down twice, bitch went into auto mode, and it was like steering. Dude, every 2 seconds I'd grab the fucking wheel, because the moment we're going around a turn and there's like a car coming at you, fuck it. I am not chancing it with that. But once we got into like a more straight area and I was a little more comfortable, I turned that shit back on and could not believe what the fuck was happening.
I've always wanted to try one, to drive one. I just haven't had a chance to try it yet.
They actually brought up every series to our work one day, and you could sign up to drive them and shit. I don't know for what, but I did not do that.
Get a motherfucking Cybertruck. Just say fuck it, get a Cybertruck.
Oh, that Tesla one?
Yeah. Outfit some Mad Max style guns on the outside of it. That thing looks like a fucking war machine. Yeah, it
looks crazy. Did you see like fan renderings of what the Tesla truck should have looked like? It looks way more like what Tesla would design, but I think that's the appeal. He just said, "Fuck you. Hey, what do you guys want?" And he gave everybody everything they wanted, but he should have said, "Hey, what do you want it to fucking look like?"
Yeah.
Right? No, the other thing he showed me is like we're sitting grabbing some coffee, talking about website shit, and he goes, "Oh, check this out. You can download performance mods on your phone. Like you go in and you pay like $2,000 and you can upgrade your car and get a performance upgrade, software upgrade that takes your car from doing like," and I'm going to fuck the numbers up, but it's like 4.6, 0 to 60, down to like 3.8. Just because you pay $2,000 and get a software update. It is like the fucking Kemper of cars. It's crazy.
Speaking of software updates, I just read that the movie Cats.
Oh God.
We all saw the trailer and it looked terrifying.
Yeah.
And it's been getting like the worst reviews of all time. Not of all time, but it's been getting terrible reviews. I guess the director of the movie, he wasn't done. He really wasn't done with the CGI when it needed to come out at the date they committed to.
Yeah.
They are this weekend giving a software update to the movie to try to clean up some of the special effects. The movie's getting a fucking patch.
That's like fucking crazy.
Cats 1.1.
Yeah. They did a similar thing with Sonic.
So weird. Well, that wasn't out yet though. That's the thing. This is out, and they're doing satellite uploads to the theater, and then theaters that don't have that capability, they're sending a hard drive. It's crazy.
Damn, that is crazy.
But yeah, Sonic, the trailer came out and all the fans were like, "Wait a minute,
yeah.
He looks terrifying." And they went away for a year.
Mainly the eyes. Something else, like
the
speaking
weird
of
human
movies,
teeth.
That's true. Speaking of like movies, something else I saw that's going to start happening recently is like with streaming shit like Netflix and shit like that, because it's all streaming and they can do whatever the fuck they want, like product placement. That's obviously been a big revenue driver since product placement became a fucking thing, right?
Yeah.
What they're gonna, so number one, most product placement nowadays is not actually done during the movie. It's done CGI after.
Crazy.
Yeah, which is, a lot of people don't know that. So they're gonna take that one step further and target, like you may watch a movie and see a Coke product, and I'll watch a movie and see like a fucking Pepsi product, because since it's gonna be done after the fact, the streaming service can detect what you're more likely to respond to and show you a billboard or whatever. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Just like yours is just like Ivan has guitars at Sweetwater's website.
Dude, how do you know my life? How do you know my life, Collin?
Like, why are these fucking guitars showing up in everything I'm watching? Watching a period piece from like 1915.
Yeah.
Then there's a fucking.
When you said period piece, I immediately went to like vaginal bleeding.
Oh my God.
I know that's bad, but I can't help it.
Yeah, I didn't really do a whole lot over the weekend.
I'm getting a little laughter in the background.
Watched a couple movies and did a lot of sitting around, and then I found out that my father-in-law and mother-in-law were staying at my house for a couple days, and I didn't really realize that. So then it was like, holy shit. So then I like spent like all day Saturday like deep cleaning, and so that was that kind of weekend, but pretty relaxed. I'm just glad to be off work, man. I feel like this is a week and a half off work is kind of what I need.
Do you ever take stretches of time off like that?
I'm not good about it. It was funny. I got to work today and one of my coworkers said, "Do you take PTO? Because you're always here." And I was like, well, yeah, I do. I often take it in fits and spurts. Like I'll take a day or I'll take a half day
what
or
I
something
do.
like that. But I try at least a couple times a year to take a whole week off. It's just really hard for me to disconnect, and it's really hard for me to. I'm learning to like trust other people to keep things under control. I just get really like really anxious about how things are going, and not that I don't trust people, but it's just who I am.
No, I'm the same way. Like I always took off. I take off like a Friday, like a Thursday, Friday, and a Monday. Like that'd be like the extent, which gives you 5 days. But it was because I was doing a lot of like weekend warrior, like travel to a tattoo convention and shit like that.
Yeah,
and I don't really do that much anymore. We talked about this last time. We talked about, are you done Christmas shopping? So are you done now?
No.
Dude.
Nope.
I even put it in your ear last week.
I know. That's my style.
That's my style. So what's your plan? What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you gonna do? You gonna shop?
Yeah, I'm gonna shop.
What are you gonna do? You going to a store?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna do some shopping tonight.
You like the chaos?
I love the chaos.
Do you?
I
You
feed off of it.
You see?
Ooh. No, I always do this. I just put shit off and then I just do it. But it's I work really well under pressure, and like this is like I like going shopping, and I like going, oh yeah, this is what I want to. I've bought some things.
Yeah.
I'm not like, it's not like I'm starting from zero here.
Okay.
I'm finishing up.
Well, that makes me feel a little better, but it started to give me a little bit of stress when you said no.
I mean, I was literally getting a text from my coworker when we were talking, to make sure the package was at my desk before I go back to the office to get it.
Nice.
Stuff like that. So.
Ooh.
Excuse me.
Yeah, so we got pretty much all of our shit done. Our oldest is at his grandparents', so his stuff's just all out in the open, like getting wrapped today and shit like that. My wife was like, oh, if we're going to pick up anything else, like we still got to get a couple things for the stocking. He wants some more tall socks. And I was like, what's wrong with his tall socks? And she was like, and these shows where my mind is at. She was like, he doesn't really like to wear them. He says they're crispy.
Ah! Oh, no.
Yeah, I was like, oh, they're crispy. And she's like, no, not like that. And I'm like, I don't know.
Sure?
Like, yeah, I'm like, are you sure? I mean, he's 10. I don't really recall when that shit jumps off, but he doesn't want to wear them because
I think I was 12.
12.
That's hilarious. Ugh. Do you guys do Elf on the Shelf?
Fuck no. We've never done any of that bull fucking shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. That's it. That shit seems too stressful to me.
It is.
Some of my friends are like, oh shit, forgot to move the elf. I'm like, okay.
No,
Like, what the fuck? Fuck that fucking elf.
It is. There's two things. One, there's two pressures that come with an elf on the shelf. One is the oh shit, I go to bed and it's 2 a.m. I'm laying in bed just getting comfortable, like, God damn, I need to move Sparkle, So then I got to go find another place to hide it. So there's that pressure of forgetting. And this year it's only happened once. Last year it happened like 4 times where we forgot. So like, Sparkle's in the same place. And it was like, maybe she really liked that spot. That only happened once this year.
Real quick. Do all of your kids still believe in Santa?
I think, I don't know.
You've not had any official conversations.
I'll go back to that in a sec. The other big pressure is social media and people like doing stupid shit with their, like, no, it's hard enough to find a fucking place to hide a thing. I'm not going to like spend an hour making some elaborate display where it looks like it's like,
Snow angels.
Getting the fuck into my pantry or some shit like that. No, I'm going to take it. I'm going to set it somewhere.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to set it at another place.
You're like the fucking 1-800 general now. Like, you're the bare minimum.
We did get like a kit where you insert like metal rods into the arms and legs and insert magnets into the hands. Mm-hmm. Like, this comes with a little seam ripper and it comes with like things to sew it back up. Like, it's an official accessory thing. So then he can, now he can, or she can bend her hands and feet around things. Her hands can clasp together.
Your elf is a girl. Is that what you're telling me? Sparkle.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Got it.
And,
I didn't realize.
And the reindeer jingle.
Do they have names? Or did you
No,
name
you
it?
give, in the end of the book, when you read them the book, it says, now it's time to name your elf.
Dude, that shows how much I know. I didn't even know there was a book.
The marketing department at Target is, because I'm pretty sure it's a Target thing.
No shit.
I'm fairly certain, or at least I'm fairly certain it originated as a Target bespoke brand. And brilliant marketing. Mm-hmm. They're just selling a shit ton of this fucking book and the thing, keeping kids in line with a new Santa type story.
Yeah.
It's wild. But no, I don't know. Because I asked them all this year, straight up. I was like, do you think Sparkle's real? Do you think Santa and stuff? And all 3 told me yes. I don't buy it. Because a couple things. One, last year, Miles, he was 8 last year, and he said, I asked him, I was like, do you believe in Santa? And he goes, I don't know. I think it's just you guys, though.
I believe in the concept of Santa.
It's a relationship, not a religion. No, so I don't think he does, and I can't imagine that Rowan does. I think he's playing the game. I think he's playing along. Yeah. Because when Miles said that, I said, okay, that's, you can believe that. Don't, your sister still very firmly believes in him. So, keep it up. You know what I mean? Like, don't fucking ruin it for her. And, but they might. I don't know. So, Beatrice definitely does. I mean, she wrote like a letter, like with a list, and put it in an envelope, and all that stuff. Like, she very much believes in Santa, and she very much believes that the elf is real. So
that reminds me of the thing I posted the other day. When you said wrote a letter.
Oh my God,
dude!
It makes me want to tear up thinking about it.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. For context, it was basically a letter. Was the kid was he in an orphanage?
No, it was a kid and his mom.
It was a domestic.
Had escaped an abusive man.
That's right.
Were living in a shelter, and it was his letter to Santa.
Yeah.
And, everybody keeps getting hung up on the, like, I want a very, very good dad. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
I think the saddest part was when he was like, are you coming? Are you even coming this year? And it's like, he said, I'm in this shelter. Are you coming this year? And I'm just like, oh my God, no child should ever have to live like that.
Yeah.
Ugh. Hurts me.
Yeah.
Hurts me, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow, that bummed things out.
No, it didn't bum things. I mean, let's keep the bum out going real quick. Did you watch that Netflix show called Don't Fuck with Cats?
No.
What? Yeah, there's this. Okay, so we tend to like go overboard on Netflix and like watch a shit ton of stuff, and then we just don't really go to Netflix for like 2 or 3 weeks. Like after that.
Sure.
And then by the time we come back, there's like all these fucking new trailers and shit so I log on maybe like, I don't know, not even a week ago. And there's this fucking show, or I should say 3-part docuseries called Don't Fuck with Cats. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And it's basically about this dude. I want to say he's a Canadian dude. Cause now,
Fucking Canucks.
Yeah. So long story short, a video surfaced online. It was like a video of this dude who's like kind of shielding his face and stuff. He puts these little kittens. The video is called One Boy, Two Kittens. And he puts these 2 kittens in one of those vacuum bags and then like sucks all the air out of it and suffocates these cats, and posted the video of him doing that. And then after that, it was, he posted other videos, and like there became this whole community that was like, let's fucking find this dude. And it was like, there was like data people. There was all these people, lending their efforts every night. They would come home and just analyze the video and try and pick everything apart. And like the dude that did it was super sly, and he did certain things in the video or played certain music and to throw people off. Like all this shit was hella premeditated. You think it's this normal ass fucking like booty ass video set up, and everything you're analyzing was all like shit he planted basically, right? So it's these people trying to find it, and they're like trying to alert the cops and tell him, they basically found out who he was.
Crazy.
And was like, you need to go to this dude before he kills somebody. And then later he posts a video of him killing somebody. So it's a really, really interesting watch.
Crazy.
You gotta check that out.
That sounds right up Sierra's alley, which means that I might enjoy it or I might be bored by it when it comes to the true crime stuff.
No, this one's fucking interesting because I'm like you. I'm very hit or miss. I don't get into all those like serial killer documentaries. A lot of them are honestly kind of boring. This was very interesting.
Sweet.
So.
Speaking of fucked up stuff on camera, I just watched literally like an hour ago. Watched this crazy shit I didn't know existed. So in 1984, somebody tweeted this. In 1984. This dude, there was a news report where they had caught this guy who kidnapped and raped his son. Okay,
whoa,
12-year-old or something like that. And they're perp walking the guy through an airport, and this is live on camera.
Okay,
and the boy's dad was pretending to be on a payphone, and as they walked by, shoots him in the fucking face.
Wow.
On air, dude, or like in the side of the head. And like he just it's so quick. He's like pretending on the phone, and he just turns, it goes boom. The guy goes down, and they all tackle this guy, and then like the camera zooms in, and there's like blood all over like this was on the news.
Yeah,
it was wild, man.
That's crazy. There was a government official that
Bud Dwyer.
Yeah.
That thing. Dillinger wrote a song about it or something like that. I think it was Dillinger who wrote a song, something, the Bud Dwyer incident or something like that.
Yeah.
The first time I watched that, it like traumatized me. I was like, I can't believe I just saw that.
The first time I saw that was on Community Access. Like we had a Community Access.
Damon's ex?
I think it was. I literally think it was. I think it was fucking Damon's ex. Man, for those of you who don't know who Damon's ex is, you got to just go look this dude up. He did really weird shit on Community Access.
Mm-hmm. Like he ate like a used tampon or some shit like that. This was before my time. This was before I moved here. But I've only heard the stories.
I mean, he used to take a tampon and like dip it in juice and like suck the juice out and dip it in juice. Like just do really weird shit. And like he had his face painted white and shit.
Yeah, I think we talked about this once before because like Jordan Holland worked with him.
Yeah. I was not going to say that, but yeah, he totally did. Like just regular ass office dude by night.
Weird, man.
Or office dude by day.
So weird.
Yeah.
There was also that one incident that happened like 3 years ago. It was like in Eastern Europe or something like that, where there was a politician who gave us like a speech on the floor of a parliament or something like that, and then you see him drink something, and then he seizes and falls
cyanide
over.
or something.
Yeah, like he fucking poisoned himself. It's crazy.
That's fucking crazy. You know what else is fucking crazy is just cult shit in general. Like when I think about poisoning and stuff like that, I think about, I don't know what is going through people's head and like how devout they have to believe in something to be sitting there going, this dude just told me I need to cut my dick off and my nuts. Like you would think that at the moment, like as a man, right, with a dick, you would think that having that in your hand with a knife or whatever utensil you've chosen, and you're like sawing at that thing, like that would be the fucking light switch to take you back over to reality. But no, these motherfuckers, like most of them castrated themselves.
I mean, you must be able to, like, with true brainwashing, really burn someone's synapses or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know how you know. That
crazy.
Shit is wild.
So it's like absolute hardcore conditioning. It's so crazy.
Oh my God. So what else? What else happened this week? Oh, do you follow like rap beef at all?
No, not generally.
No,
Who's
okay.
beefing?
I mean, lots of people are beefing, but I fucking love diss tracks. Like, I live for diss tracks. I am usually the one that's like right there. And I forgot to say anything about this last time, but Nick Cannon has been writing diss tracks about Eminem.
I saw Eminem, Nick Cannon in the same sentence, and it seemed like there was beef, but I didn't.
Okay, so I'll give you
Nick Cannon?
Dude, Nick fucking Wild and Out Cannon.
Like Nick Cannon, the host of The Masked Singer.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
like Mariah Carey's man.
Therein lies the problem. So yeah, so like I don't know if it was ever confirmed. That's one thing I don't know is Eminem's been like talking shit about Mariah Carey for like fucking 10 years.
Sure.
Right? And most recently, what reignited all this beef is Nick Cannon goes on T.I.'s podcast and says some shit, and it like I feel like fanned the flame a little bit. Like, Eminem hadn't said anything for a little bit, and then Eminem did a track recently with Fat Joe and Mary J. Blige. I think it's called Lord Knows, and I would say 70% of the verse is about Nick and Mariah.
Crazy.
Yeah. And so from that, Nick releases his first diss track. Total fucking garbage, by the way. If you just didn't assume that already.
I assumed.
It's total garbage. But Nick does hang out with a lot of like actual battle rappers, like Hitman Holla and people like that. Like these people come through Wild and Out. Legit like underground battle rappers and above ground battle rappers, like real fucking dudes from URL and shit like that. So he releases a track. Obviously, Eminem, like, probably laughed it off because it's fucking garbage. He released a second track. I mean, followed up, like, in, like, 2 days. In true, like, rap battle fashion. Like, followed up quick as fuck. That motherfucker released a third track. Like, the first one was called, like, The Invitation. And I don't remember what the second one was called. But the third one's called The Invitation's Canceled. And he tried to do kind of what Drake did to Meek Mill, where like Drake waited 4 days and then released back to back, and it was like the fucking nail in the coffin. He tried to do the same thing. He even references back to back, like in the battle, right? So long story short, do you remember when Eminem was like really at the height of his career and that thing came out? It was like he was at a party rapping a freestyle or something, and he said something wild like, don't date black girls only want your money, or some shit like that. You don't remember this? This was like a big controversy way back in the day. You might have been like hella emo at the time and
Probably.
like couldn't even fathom getting down with some rap.
No.
So you like how I just like subtly dissed you?
It's not a diss.
Okay. My bad.
I
tried.
I've come to terms with the fact that I literally tweeted about this, something similar to this earlier today.
Oh, really?
About how there's a part of my life that is just, it's totally my fault. I was just too cool metalcore guy.
Really?
I just threw everything else out.
Yeah, so I had a similar thing, but regardless, rap never like, I was never too cool for rap because that's like...
I was never too cool for rap either, but I wasn't like down in it like you were.
Yeah. So I was
for a while. I was in the 90s, and then I have been for the last like 10 years.
Yeah. So long story short, there's this freestyle out there that says a couple like negative things about like black girls and how like you should date white girls instead. So he took that and made that the chorus of this third track.
Oh shit.
Like that's pretty tight. I'll give him credit for that. The rap is still trash. Everything about it is straight fucking trash. And like without Eminem's name attached to this, nobody'd be checking for it. Nobody would give a fuck about it. It racked up like a couple million. The third track racked up a couple million views on WorldStar like in one day, like typical fashion. And I had posted on WorldStar and said something like, oh no, without Eminem's name attached to this, 20,000 views tops. And like, I just kind of threw that out there. I woke up in the morning and had a fucking bazillion notifications from YouTube.
Jesus Christ.
What's going on?
I think I'm
with
gonna
you, man?
puke. No, I'm just kidding.
Had like a billion notifications from YouTube. Apparently, it was a very popular comment. It was my mini viral success. It had just like
Wow.
hundreds upon hundreds of likes and mad replies where people were like, you know, fist bumping me.
Look at you.
Look at me. I
you.
had my moment, Collin. That was it. It came and went. I can't believe you haven't. Dude, you gotta go listen to those garbage ass tracks.
Look at the barcode.
Yeah, the barcode's fucking wild.
That's cool.
But you only need like a little line.
Yeah. That's what's cool about it.
Slipknot should release beer. A partner, how Metallica did that one, the Stone beer.
I'm sure there's a Slipknot.
And there should be a people equal shit barcode. Wouldn't that be fucking cool?
Yes.
That'd be tight as shit.
I'm sure there's a Slipknot beer. I'm sure they've collaborated with somebody.
What, like in Iowa?
No. I'm sure that there's I'm sure some big brewery collaborated with them at some point. Everybody has. I mean, Mastodon did. So many big metal bands did that.
What the fuck? Why have we not drank Slipknot beer then?
Oh, well, okay, maybe we'll make it a thing in 2020, try to get our hands on all the band collabs.
That would be really cool.
Yeah. All right. That I will take that on as I was about to say priority, not a priority.
No.
I will take that on as a task. Put it on the board. Put it on the goddamn board.
I'll put it on the board, but I also gave you the credentials to the Twitter and you don't fucking use that. So dude, I feel like a lot of shit has happened that I haven't talked about. Did I tell you our babysitter quit?
You told me that.
Did I tell you off air or on air?
Probably off air.
Yeah, so our babysitter quit. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's fucking done.
Well, I mean, it's also, we kind of did it to you guys too, so.
You did. And you know the babysitter after you also did it? She quit with like a month and a half notice to go back and be a teacher. So it's like,
you know,
it's one of those like, it's not you, it's me type things.
And,
like,
you know, this shit sucks. We've never had to have a babysitter, so I don't pretend to understand. You know, like in our situation, it was like, hey, here's this great job for you, but you have to start in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, and it has been like the most amazing thing for us and for her. So no regrets other than it was tough for a minute. But that sucks, man. So this is 3 in a row?
Yeah. But this one actually works out because, so she quit mid-December, right? And it was one of those situations where there were things happening and I definitely didn't like some of the situations that was happening. I wanted to get into a daycare ASAP. So I started visiting them myself. Even if my wife couldn't make it, I was visiting them. I was dead set. It was like one of the biggest stressors of my life. You know, I want to rectify this situation. So my wife also didn't like some of the stuff that was happening. The difference is when I look at our babysitter, I would say, this is somebody who we know is just kind of a loose friend, you know. There's no obligation to keep being our babysitter. There's nothing. Like if you start speaking your mind, there's no guarantee they're not just going to quit. And I could recognize this and then from a business standpoint kind of say, we kind of got to play the game. Just shut your mouth. You know, we have a babysitter or we have our daycare starting on the 27th of January. We just got to ride out these next 2 months.
So you got it. You just got to ride it.
Yeah, we got to ride these 2 months. So don't go fucking pissing her off. Like if you want to speak your mind, let's just wait 2 months and say it, right? So she starts talking to her and like, of course she doesn't hold back much. She does hold back and she is very diplomatic. I'll give her like super credit on that. Like I read what she said. It wasn't bad at all, but the lady still felt attacked. Like personal character attack or whatever. So she goes, you know, after Christmas break, I won't watch her anymore. So I said, damn it, you know, look what you did. Like you're too busy winning the battle, not the war. Like we had our little conversation about it. And I said, do not press it anymore. Cause if she fucking quits tomorrow, we're fucked. Also, your ass is sitting home with her for 2 months. Like, cause we got no one to turn to. We got no family in town. We got nothing. So I was like, we have nowhere to go. We're fucked without her. And she'd be like, oh yeah, but she's a business and blah, blah, blah. And we pay her. And I go, it doesn't fucking matter. There's no contract. She's just a person watching kids. Like, don't do it. Be smart. She keeps talking. The lady quit the next day. and sent back the
You gonna
remaining.
get yourself in trouble talking about this right now?
Fuck no. Who? For my wife?
Yes.
No. We've had the same conversation. Like I wouldn't come in here and put her on blast if I hadn't already had the conversation with her.
This bitch.
Yeah. Listen to what this bitch. Look at that whiteboard over there.
Fuck you, Kyle.
Yeah. Fuck you, Kyle. I tell Kyle that every chance I get, and I put that on there, and we haven't had practice since. I put that on there like, you know what? Maybe I just put that on their last podcast.
Yeah,
episode.
it wasn't here.
Yeah.
I wasn't here since.
Yeah, I think I put that on there. So I was waiting on Kyle to show up. So I'm like, fuck you, Kyle. Anyway, so yeah, that's the update on the babysitter.
That sucks.
I have a question for you. So I don't know about you, but like when it's late at night, my mind fucking wanders. Even when I try to lay down and get rest, I lay there and I think about the craziest shit. And so I started thinking about like,
That's called insomnia.
oh yeah, I have that badly, right? That's why I just stay up and do shit until I'm so exhausted I fall asleep. Like it's a thing I do. Anyway, so I like how like every couple years these questions come out and people will say like, hey, is this food this or that? So I have two
Okay.
that I want your opinion on. Number one, what do you classify a hot dog as when it's served on a bun and stuff?
A meat?
Okay. Is it a sandwich?
Oh, that's the no.
Hot dog on a bun, is it a sandwich?
No. It would be considered like a hoagie or like a sub.
Do you know that the Merriam-Webster dictionary classifies it as a sandwich?
Fuck Miriam. Fuck Webster.
Yeah.
It's not a sandwich.
Why?
It's not two goddamn pieces. It's one piece of bread with a split in it.
So
Is a pita a sandwich?
I don't know. I don't
Why
know.
am I so mad about
That's
this?
what I'm saying. Like, I argued with myself. I was like, hold on. This is some kind of American taco.
No. Yeah,
It's a sandwich.
there it is. It's a taco.
Kinda.
A sandwich is one thing, a bunch of stuff, bookended.
Yeah, I hear some talking. We're fine. But what does define a sandwich? Does it have to be separate to be a sandwich?
I think so.
Because subs are considered sandwiches, and often sub buns are not cut.
It is okay. It's a modification of a sandwich. It's a submarine sandwich.
Yeah.
Damn it. Well, okay, then a hot dog's a sandwich.
Yeah.
Fucking, can't it just be a hot dog?
The hot dog is only the hot dog. It's the meat. When it's served,
Yeah, I know.
that's like calling it, oh, can I have a turkey? No, it's not a turkey. It's a turkey sandwich.
No, but
it's a hot dog sandwich.
You say, can I have a burger?
Yes.
You're describing the meat.
You're describing the meat. You're not. It doesn't have to be on buns.
Could I have a burger sandwich?
Can I have a burger between two pieces of lettuce because I'm keto? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the other one that the other one that keeps me up late at night is cereal soup.
I've thought about this before.
Is it breakfast soup?
No, it's not. Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is soup.
Exactly. And isn't a gyro really just a Mediterranean taco?
Yeah. That was like a couple weeks ago when I said that Uncrustable is just a ravioli.
You
It's
know
a
what?
piece of bread that's with a filling
It
that's
is.
pinched around the sides.
I feel it. I'm so about it. That means that you know those Hostess pies?
Yeah,
Fuck it. Those are raviolis too.
sure.
I'm with it.
Dessert ravioli.
Dessert. Yeah, you got
Dessertiolis.
breakfast soup. Dessertiolis?
Dessertiolis.
You know, I can't front like we should brand it now.
Dude, that like actually could be like a thing.
Yeah.
Nobody take that idea.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Dessertiolis. You.
What's the date? Mark the date down right now.
December
23rd.
2019. You heard it here first on the Heckin Cool Dads podcast. If Dessertiolis, even the concept of it comes out, that's my shit and Jeff's shit.
Can I say that 2 times before this, I have either had an idea stolen or something started using the name. So number one, my old clothing.
Anchor Up?
Yeah, Anchor Up. So I talked about, I talked to somebody specifically about what my vision was for it, who I wanted to get.
Oh, so this is even grosser than somebody just coming up with them on their own.
No. And then that exact person got the same people and made a clothing line and came like speed to market, like came to market way faster, snagged thousands upon thousands of dollars of business at the same conventions I was at.
Same name?
No, not the name. They didn't take the name.
Oh. Just the same concept.
The exact concept. I mean, what can you really do about a fucking clothing line? The difference is they primarily went to all the same conventions I went to, did the same thing, and then tapped all the same resources, had them make designs for the people that I said, I want to get this person to do this. They basically recreated all that, but had unlimited supply of money to quickly go to market with all of that. And then the other thing was I used to make doodles when I was bored. Like I'd take whatever food I was eating and somehow incorporate that food into little doodles with guys. Like one time I had this wafer and I bit it down all crazy and it looked like a saw blade. So I made a saw blade, or I made it the saw blade. Well, I used to hashtag all these on Instagram, Foodles, Foodles. And like a year after I started doing this, like, and people would be like, "Oh, dude, are you gonna do more Foodles?" Like, it was just like a weird joke. I took grapes and I made a guy lifting weights, and the weights were like bending the bar, and that was the grapes. Like, I would just do little shit like that. It was just dumb little doodles with food. I hashtagged them Foodles. Foodles became a thing.
Wow.
I was like, motherfucker. But
did you start it though?
Did I start it?
Yeah.
I mean, not officially. I just kind of did Foodles.
I mean, it's weird. It's weird like, can you imagine like people who like just started stuff and then like people just did it, but they never got credit for it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, I found out a couple years ago, I think I might have said this on the podcast, but I found out a couple years ago that, like the TV guide interface, like the channel. Did I talk about this?
You've talked about it in relation to your dad.
It is.
Okay.
So then I have talked about it. My dad invented that.
Yeah.
He designed.
You said until somebody proves him wrong.
Oh no, that was tabs.
Oh. Okay.
This is another thing.
Yeah,
I found out a couple years ago that my dad designed the first scrolling TV guide.
Yeah, you did mention that.
So now anybody who goes to any fucking hotel room and turns the TV on. What's up, Simula?
What the fuck? Did you guys did you have a name for it?
Ooh, I just used my last name on this. Can we bleep that out?
Why?
I don't know.
Dude, first of all, if you go to your goddamn Instagram, it says your name right there. I need you to understand that.
Oh, man. No, but yeah, it's weird. My dad's invented a bunch of interface design shit that he doesn't get credit for, and it sucks.
Well, it also depends if he designed it while working at a company, because they take credit for all that shit.
Well, no, because he's got stuff. He's got patents with his name on it from his companies.
Really cool.
So, yeah,
that's neat.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There was something else. Oh, when I was young, so like before.
When I was young and knew everything. The Freshman by the Verve Pipe. Nope. You don't remember that song?
No, I remember that song. I'm noping it because it's Nope.
His son went to my school. We were in the same grade. He was in my class.
Really?
When I was in elementary school. They were from Grand Rapids. Also, that song's a fucking American 90s classic, so fuck you.
It's a bunch of Nope.
Anyway.
It's a whole bucket of Nope. Calm down over there.
I'm okay.
I went to school.
He's talking shit about the Verve Pipe!
I went to school with a kid with the last name of Harper, and first of all, this kid was fucking amazing at basketball, and it turns out both of his uncles were professional athletes. His dad was a collegiate athlete that like got hurt and never made it to the pro, but two of his uncles were. One was Ron Harper for the Bulls, and one was another Harper that I can't think of the dude's name, but he played for Atlanta Falcons. So yeah, I mean, fucking totally weird. But anyway, that's as close as I got to fame. Where were we?
I don't know.
You fucked us up, Collin.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I know what I was saying. My brother used to tell me, oh, you can't breathe? Grab your nostrils and hold them out. And like you'd be able to breathe. And I was like, whoa, that's totally fucking weird. He's like, yeah, if there was only some kind of like mechanism that would do that for you. And then breathe right strips came out.
Oh yeah, because they do kind of just pull your nose up.
Yeah. And I was like, "Ah, fuck, man, you really missed it. Like, you had an opportunity to make a killing." I have a question for you.
Go.
What do you want to do when you retire? Have you ever thought about this?
Yeah.
Do you ever think about like what you want to do, like just when the kids aren't at home anymore? Like if you'll live differently?
I would wear less pants.
Yeah, but
no, I mean, I would sleep in the nude if my kids weren't at home.
What's stopping you now? Like you ain't got a lock for your door? Honestly, like you worried about like picking the lock and sliding in?
We're still working on getting a 7-year-old girl out of our bed every night at 3 a.m. We're still working on that one.
Dude, I'm telling you, a lock is wonderful. Just lock the fucking door.
Yeah, but that involves me then getting up at 3:30 in the morning and having a crying argument with my daughter who wants to be in my room so bad. So we're working on it, Jeff.
Booby trap the bitch. And I'm not saying bitch
just
like
call my daughter
no.
bitch.
I knew that it sounded it could be misconstrued. The bitch in this story was the house. Booby trap the bitch. Like, set up a booby trap, and she'll be so terrified to leave her room she won't do it anymore. Like, pick one of the assortments.
All right,
from
what
Home
do I
Alone.
want to do later on?
Yeah. Give me the short plan, the long plan. So the short plan is like when kids are out of the house. You gonna live any differently other than the pants?
I don't know. I don't know that I want to live differently. I just want to just have more time to max and relax. That's the thing. When I retire, the same thing. I'm not like, I don't want to.
You wouldn't like, you don't want to live like in a different house, in a different environment, anything?
Maybe, I really like our house, and I like the idea of like, this is our house. You know what I mean? I like that idea. Though I was driving here, and I'm always really jealous of like the houses on Cook Road that are like where it's like,
with the ravines and shit.
The ravine. Like, I would love to get a big ass house in the city, in the woods. So sweet. And
the reason you don't, I'm assuming, is because there's no neighborhood to kick the kids out into, right?
No, I would love it. I would right now. It's the reason is because I don't have money. But I mean, like, it would be so amazing to be like, go get lost in the woods, go fuck off into the woods.
Yeah, but
get the fuck out of here.
You don't like. My thing is like they need to be able to go outside and engage with other kids.
Yeah,
that's why we're in a community right now. Post kids, like when they're either when my daughter is old enough to drive herself away from the seclusion, I'm trying to get secluded right then. Inner city seclusion.
That being said, it would be cool. I don't know about when my kids are gone, because when we got married and we had kids young on purpose. So like I'm gonna still be like, hopefully like working heavily, when my kids are gone. I mean, one of them is 7 years away from 18. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my goal is to get them all out of the house, for one, because I feel like there's always one who hangs around.
It's me.
So there's that. And then, but I think when I retire, no, it would be cool to like get a bigger place, like out in the middle of fucking nowhere, but not too far out. Like, it would be cool to like live in like Yellow Springs.
I was gonna say, are you like where I live? Like,
no.
Far out, but not too far out.
Well, no, you're actually a good distance. Like, to me, that like kind of, 10 miles or so past the outer belt.
Yeah.
Right. That's where you're at, about 10 miles. Like, to me, that's a good sweet spot. You have it out on the west side in Hilliard and Dublin, like just outside of there, and on the east side, you're starting to get towards like Lancaster and stuff like that. And like it's cool places out there. But I was thinking like, but go into like a cool small community like Yellow Springs or something like that would be cool. And Yellow Springs specifically, there's like sweet, beautiful mid-century mansions and stuff like that. Like, that would be so cool.
Yeah, and it's crazy the amount of house, land, everything you can get once you get out to that shit, and you're not worried about what are the schools like.
I got a friend who lives in Springfield in this old Victorian house homestead on a huge property with a barn and all this shit. You can get stuff like that just 40 minutes from here for so cheap.
Yeah.
So cheap.
I know, that's why I think about it, because again, I've said it several times, but the reason that we're in a community and we're in the burbs in the first place is we want to feel safe about kicking our kid out or saying, hey, no media, it's time to go outside. You go outside. He can ride his bike around the neighborhood. I feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, I love that.
He goes and, picks up the other neighborhood kids. They're all in each other's house.
Same thing.
Love that shit. Now, and obviously we need that still through my daughter being, I'll say 16, because I'm assuming that both of the children are going to get their license pretty quickly. They're going to be on it, that 16, and they're driving themselves. Once they can drive away from the seclusion, so like when my daughter is 16, oh, fuck that. We're getting out of that burb feeling. We're getting something else. We've always wanted to have I don't want to say land, just a few acres, just something that like, if I want to set a bonfire, nobody's going to, tell me no. If I want to build a fucking tree house, nobody's going to tell me no. If I want a hammock 7 feet up into 2 trees, like nobody's telling me no. And right now we're in an HOA and they tell you no. And like, you have
now that's one thing I'm glad I'm not I can do whatever the fuck I want. Within
double-edged sword.
Within city ordinance.
Yeah, double-edged sword. You're not going out back and firing off any guns. Also, if you have a neighbor that just has an abundance of car parts in their driveway or something, like we don't have that because it's a double-edged sword.
I get it.
And then, dude, retirement? Fuck that. Like we are selling the house and we're getting a mobile home and we are traveling.
Dude, that's one thing. Sierra, now that is something that Sierra and I are committed. Not retirement, not when the kids are gone, but like we are. Once we get our debt paid down a bit, we definitely want to get a camper.
Yeah.
And I want to get a camper, but I don't want to get like an RV and like drive all over the place. Like I want to get like a trailer camper
behind
and fucking park it at a campground, like a family campground. That's my spot.
Yeah.
My friend's parents have one just down in like Nelsonville area, 45 minutes, hour away.
Yeah.
And it's like their spot. There's fenced in for their dogs. They built a deck. It's awesome. It's just like their vacation spot they can go to on the weekend after work. It's just fucking an hour away. That's what I want. We've been wanting that now for, God, 5, 6, 7 years.
Can I say that if I ever hit the lottery, that's the first thing I'll buy you?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Just going to let you know that. And then for me, I'll just take a Maserati Ghibli.
Cool.
Or something cheap like that. They're about as much as a Tesla, I guess. 60 grand, something like that. Anyway, yeah.
I think Maseratis are ugly. No offense.
Oh my God.
Oh,
are you fucking kidding me? Yes. Are you kidding me?
I don't really like it. I don't really like Italian sports cars all that much.
I don't know what to say, man. You know what gets me?
I like Ferraris.
You don't?
I do.
Oh.
I like Ferraris, but for the most part, I like shit like German stuff like Mercedes and BMWs and stuff like that.
I got the horses in the back. That's crazy. I fucking love Maseratis. You know what I most like about them? This is crazy. I like the interior. There's something about the interior of those cars, and I feel like
I haven't seen a Maserati interior, so that's fair.
A lot of people don't judge cars by the interior, but I'm like, that's where the fuck I am 97% of the time. Like, I'm not riding on the hood of the car. Like, sure, it looks cool and shit, but I think all those cars look pretty cool. I like the logo. I like the interior more than anything, though. So, fuck it. Just get off that subject, because I don't want to have to get frustrated at you.
We could talk about Collin Simula's favorite records of 2019.
I would love to talk about this because I saw this list. I saw your list on Facebook.
Instagram.
Was it Instagram?
Maybe I Facebooked it too.
Anyway.
Doesn't matter.
I saw your list. There were some things I agreed with. There were some things that I was like, this motherfucker, we have different taste. So, if you want to take a few moments, get your little phone out.
It's funny because I texted you and I was like, can I do a 5-minute editorial?
Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to pretend that I know what the fuck he's even talking about.
Opinion piece.
He wants to talk for 5 minutes.
Opinion piece. No. I just, I've always done a top 10 mostly because it's just narcissism. It's just like, hey, here's the records. I feel like I have a good opinion about albums, so here's what I've been listening to this year. It doesn't matter in the end, but it's something that I just like to do. It helps me kind of reflect on
Was that a Linkin Park reference?
What did I say?
Doesn't matter in the end.
Doesn't even matter.
But in the end.
I just do it. It makes me feel good about myself. No, it makes me reflect on the music this year. It makes me think harder about music and what influences me and what I enjoy, and I like sharing that with people. So,
all right. So hit us off.
Every year I put up a top 10. In the past, I've done it on the blog. Sometimes I've tweeted it, Instagrammed it. This year, I thought, hey, why don't I say it out loud on a podcast off the top of my head? So, prefacing it by saying that this year was whittling it down to 10 was extremely hard. So much fucking great music came out in 2019. Are you fucking Facebooking?
I'm on your page.
Have you already tuned out of this shit?
No. I was going to see if I could locate your list.
It's on my Instagram.
I know. I thought it was on both. So I went to Facebook to see if I could quickly pull it up. God, you are judging.
It's funny. I just look over and I'm like, oh man, he is spaced out as my wife is when I talk about this shit at home.
I'm still here and I'm still
Oh man, talking. I just want somebody to enjoy this because my wife doesn't. Number 10, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Ghosteen. Thoughts on this record, Jeff? I'm just kidding.
Don't you even?
No, it's really emotionally heavy piano music. Nick Cave is one of my favorite artists. I'm sure you've heard Nick Cave.
Yes.
Like you've heard Red Right Hand.
Yep.
A couple years ago, one of his twin boys was 14 and fell off a cliff and died. And this is the first record that he's written since then. And it is a very, very emotionally heavy grief album.
What's your favorite part about it? Music or lyric?
Both. That's the thing with Nick Cave is like, it's just, you take it in. I like to listen to it really loud because you just kind of take it in. You feel the pain and you feel the heart in his voice and his piano, but then his whole band is really good at, because it's like the Bad Seeds, it's like 8 guys, so it's like, it's really big when it needs to be big.
Got it. Number 9,
Inter Arma, Sulfur English. So Inter Arma was a band I came around really slow on. I don't know why, but they're just, it's really, really, the way I consider it, it's like stoner death metal. So like it's blasting and it's death metal riffs and stuff like that. But then there's like long, drawn out, repetitive passages and everything has like a thick slab of reverb on it. So even the blasts and stuff like that are just like huge and, there's just a lot. There's a lot here. There's some songs that are like slow sung songs. There's songs that are like some of the goddamn heaviest shit I've ever heard.
When you talk about this band, I just hear bad recording.
No, it sounds awesome.
Really? Okay. I'll give them a shot.
It sounds awesome if you're looking for shiny polished recording, no. But it is like it's big and heavy but also really natural. It's cool. It's not shitty. It's
Got
great.
It. All right. Number 8.
You're like, move this along. Number 8, Blood Incantation, Hidden History of the Human Race. Now this record, death metal, technical death metal, a little bit of prog in there, a little bit of old school death metal. This record had a lot of hype. Everyone was talking about it before it came out, and generally records with that much hype, I disregard. Like, oh Jesus Christ! Like even like the young hardcore kids are into it. No, it's not good death metal, dude. The first time I heard it, I was like, this is death metal record of the year. I mean, it is just perfect. It's 4 tracks. The last track is 18 minutes long. It's crazy. Really good leads. Really interesting. It's like really weird conspiracy theory, ancient alien shit in the lyrics. Like just the whole thing. It's kind of parts of it remind me of Nile in that kind of dorky, super heavy, super technical death metal. But then some of it is just like caveman shit. I love it.
That one sounds interesting. I have not heard.
7, Denzel Curry, Zoo.
No, this is one that I agree with as well.
Fucking record just bangs, man.
Yeah, this is definitely in my top 10 as well.
Way underrated. Not enough people are talking about Denzel Curry. He's an amazing rapper. I found out the other day he freestyled the whole album. He said from mind to mic, whole album.
You think?
He said it.
Yeah.
He said that 3 days ago. Maybe. I don't know.
You know what?
I don't know how it
the
works.
term freestyle gets thrown around a little too loose sometimes.
True. I'm not saying that maybe he didn't write this stuff in the past and it was just in his mind.
Right, exactly.
But regardless, great record. Best song is Carol Mart because it kind of sounds a little bit like Lil Jon.
I am real surprised by number 6.
Because it's not higher or because it's not lower?
No, because it's on here.
Ooh. You talking about Baroness?
Yeah.
So why you don't like it?
No.
That's fair. A lot of people don't like this one specifically.
And that is where my surprise
Sure.
comes from.
Here's the thing. This is so funny. So Baroness Golden Grey is my number 6. Normally Baroness would be way higher on the list because they're one of my favorite bands of all time. And I love everything they do. A lot of people kind of write them off after the Blue record and say that, oh, they became a different band at that point. I disagree. I think it's a really good arc of musical influence. 2 different bands probably, but it feels like a good music. Wow. Haven't done that in a while. It feels like a good musical arc. This record I think is great. I think that it is flawed though. That's why it's low on the list. I think that the songs are really good. The hooks, when there are hooks, are really good. The jams are really good. But this is right now it sounds like a band that is got a shit ton of money, can do whatever the fuck they want. Like a shit ton of recording money, can do whatever the fuck they want, and spent a record doing whatever the fuck they want.
They have a shit ton of money, can do whatever the fuck they want, except for finding a good snare sound. So
that being said, another reason it is so low, that it's lower than 5 on my list, because Baroness is usually in the top 3. I tried to talk myself out of it, but I've grown to hate the production so bad. It is so compressed. Everything's fighting with everything. But man, when it's good, it is great. It is also too long for a regular record and is too short for a double album. They should have thought that through better. All right, number 5, Griselda, WWCD.
I agree with it.
I mean, we've talked about this. Shit is hard.
Yeah,
it is
very, very, very anticipated record too,
yes,
and it came out later in the year.
Yes, and this is the hardest shit that came out all year. And who knew 50 Cent still had it in him? Number 4, Pedro the Lion, Phoenix. This was the first album I fell in love with this year. It came out like 2 weeks into January. Bought it on vinyl like a couple weeks later because I loved it so much. Big fan of David Bazan, the singer. Pedro the Lion is just one of his. All of his projects are the same. Pedro the Lion is just one of his names for it. Mm-hmm. And this is a just really good, solid indie rock record. Softer, but still really heavy lyrically and emotionally. Number 3, are we at 3? Yeah.
Yep.
Number 3, Benny the Butcher, The Plugs I Met. I just think this is the WWCD is awesome, but I feel like this one is just as far as Griselda records go is just really concise. Similar to the way I felt about Pusha T's Daytona, where it's short and sweet. Every song is awesome. Pusha's even in a song on this, right?
Yeah. Can I say that I think that Pusha record, because that came out in 2019.
No, that came out last year. That was my number 1 last year.
Oh, it came out in 2018?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Because when I originally looked at this list, I thought, damn, that should be on here. But
no, that was my number 1 last year.
Okay.
Yeah, so this record, Benny the Butcher, The Plugs I Met, I just feel like it's a lot tighter. Every bit of fat is trimmed off of it, and every song is great. And but I gotta say, as far as Griselda goes, they're so prolific. I have an entire Spotify daily mix that is almost all Griselda stuff just because they have so much shit.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean...
They're at that point right now where music's at that point where if you have a hot run, you have to deliver repeatedly, and they're doing that all day.
It's just wild that West Side Gun has put out 2 records, Conway's put out 1, Benny's put out 1, he's put out an EP with Smoke DZA, and they put out that collab. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Number 2, Torch, Admission. You know, Torch, another one of my favorite bands ever. Love the guys. You know, I can say they're at least band acquaintances, and to the point where like we're friends on social media and stuff like that. So they're good guys. But this record felt like a rebirth for the band. They have had a run of records that I thought were good, but not as great as some of their other stuff. And this one really is great. And from the first time I listened to it, this is a band that feels rejuvenated and is just putting out. I can't wait to hear more from this lineup that they have right now because this record is just so good. The title track is perfect. And number 1, this 2 years in a row, I've had a rap record as number 1, but number 1, Freddie Gibbs and Madlib, Bandana. Big fan of Pinata. I have it on vinyl, I listen to it all the time. So I was really stoked about them doing another record together. And this record is just classic after classic. I mean, every song is just so rock solid. I love it.
Can I be honest? Number one, I have to commend you for being able to seamlessly go through several genres and still put together a top 10. That is something that I would struggle with, and it's why I don't have a top 10 done. Because after I saw your top 10, I was like, not identifying with some of your top 10 made me want to do my own.
Nice.
So I'm going to do that on a later.
It's interesting because I shaved probably 20 off of this list to get to this point.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I have to do is I have to put together like, okay, rap, hip hop, whatever, put together my top albums, and then I have to whittle that down, stack rank them, and then pull together what my master 10 list is. I don't listen to a lot of the like stoner and death that you do. I listen to a lot more like, metalcore and shit like that. And what's interesting is like these records, when I listen to them, I almost can't take the records that come out in the last like month in December. If they come out in December, it's really hard for me to incorporate them into my album of the year.
A lot of music journalists consider them on the next year because like Pitchfork, Vice, all of them, they put out their top 10s of the first week of December.
Yeah, because I don't have enough time to digest it and see if it's got the replay value that some of the other records do.
Like Anderson .Paak's backing band, the Free Nationals, just put out a record a week ago, and it is like I've listened to it probably 6 times. I mean, it's just like a fucking sweet funk record.
Yeah.
And it'll probably make my top 10 next year just because it came out after I was done with this. Right. Because it's just so fucking good.
Yep. So long story short,
the Acacia Strain's putting out a record. It leaked. The announcement leaked, but supposedly they're putting out a new record on the 26th, day after Christmas, like 3 days from now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. I never even caught that.
Devin tweeted 12/26/19, and I was like, "Ooh, what do they got cooking?" And then the PRP was like, some online store in the Czech Republic leaked the fact that there's a new record and blah blah blah. So, spoiler alert.
Spoiler. So let's see. We're at hour and 11.
Going.
So I think it's prime time to go ahead and jump into trivial things that bother us. Good transition?
Sure.
Let's do it. And I'm going to start because
do it, please.
I'll give you a second to think. And also, this is going to be this is a trivial thing that bothers me, paired as a bonus with public fucking service announcement. Okay? Now, I need you guys to do more due diligence when reposting things, because I cannot stand, and this is selfish, right? I'm scrolling through timelines or my feed, and I see things that literally make me hate you as humans. They make me hate some of my friends or acquaintances or family members or whatever, right? These things make me hate you. And so the one that is on my nerves currently, because I could probably do one of these every single pod, is people sharing that photo that says, "Hey, want to really blow a snowflake's mind? Tell them that I can run for 2 more terms as president since I was impeached." And I just want to just clear this up. No, the fuck you can't. Please go back to 6th grade, 7th grade social studies and do your due diligence. No, the fuck you cannot. Donald Trump cannot run for 2 more consecutive terms. Yes, he can run in 2020. Fucking, high likelihood due to the current climate we're in. He'll probably fucking win.
I agree with you.
But no, he cannot run. No, this does not nullify his term because he was impeached. No, it does not. Okay? Please, if you fucking think I'm wrong, just go to Google and type this dumbass shit that you share memes on. Type these dumbass memes in before you share it. And this goes for it goes for extended family, it goes for friends, it goes for all you motherfuckers. If a meme is too good to be true,
you can meet him in the DMs.
You can meet. I'll give you an address. I'm gonna go set up shop at a fucking local area, and
catch these hands.
You can catch these hands one by one. But that's my one.
It is funny that you say that because my trivial thing is the fact that nobody gives a shit about anything anymore because everything is so fast paced and because there's always some new fucking thing to be so mad about.
Yep.
Like, guys, the president of the United States was the third president to ever be impeached this week. The first ever to be impeached in his first term. In 1998.
Jackson, right?
No, he was in his second term.
No, somebody was in their first term, got impeached, and then didn't get enough Democratic votes in the second term.
Yeah, well,
that might have been Jackson.
You interrupted my rant.
I apologize. Damn it.
I'm kidding. Go
back. I want you to get the same fire, Collin. Get the same fire.
It just drives me crazy because, like, I don't know, when I was in high school in 1998 or 99, whenever Clinton was being impeached, that's all anybody ever fucking talked about. Mm-hmm. The president of the United States is being impeached. Now it's like, yeah, that happened Wednesday.
Right.
It's like, what? No, guys, this is like, you don't realize what this makes us look like to the rest of the world, that we can't get our goddamn shit together. And it's just like, yes, the lack of understanding around impeachment is alarming because no, impeachment doesn't mean he's not president anymore. All it is a political act where everybody's like, we don't want you here. So please, Senate, can you make up your minds and help us out? That's really what it is. That's all it is. But it's just like the fact that it's like that's like not earth shattering, but that is a incredibly monumental thing that 3 days later we're more cared about the fact that fucking J.K. Rowling might have said something anti-trans that ruins all of Harry Potter for everybody. Like, that's what we care about. No, guys, Jesus Christ, the president of the United States was impeached the other day.
Well,
and not because of a blowjob, but because he's actually a fucking scumbag. Sorry. Okay, I'm done. That's not trivial, I guess.
No,
No, my trivial thing is that people consider too many things trivial.
That's fine. We'll go with that.
I'm mad now.
Got you. I should have started off the episode with this. Should have fired you up
on the video. On the podcast, or like on the audio version, all you can hear is me getting louder and quieter. But on the video, you can see it's because I've been like vigorously moving the fucking mic stand back and forth because I'm so mad.
Well, that's what you do. That's why that's your mic stand. It's loosened to your exact requirements.
It's like, Collin's mad. Oh, Collin's really mad right now.
I love it. All right. I don't even know. I'm not mad. I want to fight people. All right. Yeah, cool. Episode 37 is in the fucking books.
You know what, though? Because of President Trump, I can say Merry Christmas again. Fuck your happy holidays. Fuck your safe space. I'm just kidding. Everybody have a happy holiday.
I'm offended. All right. Episode 37, we're out.